Hey everyone. Today we're going to go over how to set up a saddle stitch booklet for print using Adobe InDesign. Right now I'm using Adobe Creative Cloud 2017. I'm sure many of you have gone to the print shop and they've told you that you need to add a bleed to your saddle stitch booklet in order for them to print it properly. Well, hopefully today I can help you fix that problem. The first thing you need to do is go to File, New, Document. You should have a page that looks somewhat like this. Here we're going to set the number of pages. Generally, if for a saddle stitch booklet, you need to have your pages be divisible by 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, you get the picture. So let's go with 12 today. Make sure that you've clicked facing pages on. That way you can make sure to design it in the spread layout. Here you can set your width and height. If your Adobe InDesign isn't set up to inches automatically, or it's points or some other type of measurement, that's okay. You can type in the inch measurement, so 8.5 IN, and then hit tab, and it will convert whatever measurement you're using to that appropriate size, what it would be in inches. So once you do that, you've got your page size. You can set any margins that you want. Currently, I'm at the default of 0.5 inch margin. Then down here, you've got your bleed and slug information. Sometimes these are hidden by default, so you can click this little arrow to expand it. Here we want a 0.125 inch bleed. That's the standard that printers generally prefer, and that should auto-populate across the way here. Once you've got that in, you can hit OK, and we've got our document set up. There's your first page, and here are all your interior spreads. Here's your bottom page. Take a look at these different lines that we've got here. First, we've got this pink and purple line. That's your margin line. So it's 0.5 inches away from the edge of my document. This white border and this little black line that's here, that's the edge of the page. So that's what should end up being displaying once your booklet's cut out. All the way to this little red line is the 1/8 inch border. That's the bleed information. So everything outside of here will be chopped off by the printer. So don't make sure to keep everything that's important away from those edges, preferably inside these margins that you've set up for you, like text or strong visual elements that you want to be included on the print. So let's say that we want a black border to go across the top of our page. So we'll want to create that here and make sure that this black box goes outside past this red line. And that way the information will be here for the printer to cut it off and make it full bleed without having to cut into our page. For example, if you design it to here, that's not going to give the printer any information or space to cut in order to make your booklet full bleed. Another important thing to remember is that when you save out your document for the printer, you don't want to save it out in spreads. They generally need it saved out as individual pages in order to print this properly. Let's go take a look at the print setting. You go to File, Export, and then you can choose the location that you want to save it. Let's just call this Booklet for now. Then you want it to be an Adobe PDF print. Click Save. And you should get a screen that looks like this with all your options. There's only a couple things that we really need to worry about right now. First, we need to make sure that Pages is checked instead of Spreads. They won't be able to print spreads, and they'll probably make you go back and fix your document. Click Pages. The other thing we want to check is the marks and bleed. We don't really need to worry about these printer crop marks. The printers generally do that themselves. We need to make sure that we've got bleed settings. See, right now, I don't have any bleed settings. That's a problem. However, we set up bleed when we first created this document. So I can click this box here, use document bleed settings, and it will auto-populate it with that bleed that I set up. Or you can manually add your bleed settings right here by clicking those arrows. Once you're done with that, you can click Export, and that will save out your document as a PDF. Then you should be ready to go to the printer. One last thing I want to talk about is if you wanted to make a spiral bound booklet instead. Say you don't want it to be saddle stitch and you just want to do it individually. That's an easy fix. Once you've already set up your document, you can actually just go to File, Document Setup, and uncheck Facing Pages and hit OK. That will separate out all these pages into individual pages. That way they can just print it normal, do a spiral bound booklet, and you should be good to go. So hopefully that helps you solve your problems with bleed and how to set up your document with saddle stitch booklets or spiral bound booklets for print. Hope you have a good day.